Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Equity Guys pre-market video. My name is Chirag, an SM certified technical analyst, and let's get into the view for today. So, looking at how Nifty closed yesterday, there was a little bit of consolidation, bearish consolidation in the morning, like we did predicted in the first half, and then after that, we did see a sort of breakout towards the upside, kind of forming a hammer in the daily time frame, which is very positive to note. So all yeah, Nifty, Bank Nifty, and Sensex all end up closing towards the day high. So let's look at the data for today. So looking at the data for today, Nifty is trading at a premium of 98 points. Nifty futures, Bank Nifty futures is trading at a premium of 300 points. So definitely bullish on both the aspects there. India VIX is down to 10.93 levels, so which is extremely bullish. It's in fact down another 4.12% today. So again, that fear factor definitely leaving the market. People are becoming more and more bullish there. Um, Crude oil levels also down 2.63 levels. All these other days, crude oil was moving up, but now again, crude oil has come to a sort of bullish intraday perspective. From an overall perspective, it's always been bullish, but now finally from an intraday perspective, that 2.63% fall is actually becoming bullish again. Gold B is also bullish, 1.45% bullish, and silver B is bullish of 0.88%. And then finally, you have your GIF Nifty also giving a gap up of 150 points. So, data bullish all around. Even looking at sectorial indices, you see all the major sectors being bullish except for IT here, which I don't think should really make much of a problem today, especially with how strong the candle closed. You have BankX and Auto doing all the heavy lifting with being up by zero point 0.7 and 0.7% respectively there. So again, I'm pretty sure this is a bullish data even from the sectoral indices perspective. Looking at the NSE data, right, you have almost 2087 advances from NSE, and these advances, and you have the declines of almost 960 declines. So that is what is here. Almost very bearish sentiments, and even almost 123 stocks hitting upper circuit here. So moving on to FII DII data, we do see selling in the cash market from FIIs, but again, DII is doing about 2,500 crores of buying here. So positive data from the DIIs, FIIs selling is still a bit negative for the long-term perspective. But in the FNO market, the index futures is also seeing a little bit of selling, and stock futures is also seeing a good amount of selling here. So definitely bearish data coming in from the FIs, but as soon as the FIs start buying again, we will start seeing that rally move up, and that will be extremely positive over there. Looking at advanced decline ratios, 35 advances with only 15 declines and 10 advances with 2 declines in Nifty 50 and Bank Nifty respectively. So extremely positive data from there too. Moving over to option chain over here, option chain here is also extremely bullish. As you can see, calls on the left side, in the money, out of the money, seeing extreme amount of buying there, and then puts on the right side, seeing selling, and both in and out of the money here. So extremely bullish data there. So keeping that in mind, you can definitely mark two levels, 24,700 and 24,600, two levels of support that the option chain can come down to. I mean, sorry, the market can come down to, and then take support as per the option chain over here. So these two areas are key areas that really need to be looked at, as the option chain is extremely bullish. Looking at the major global indices, you see the US market, Dow Jones open, sorry, not open, close 0.05% negative, which is pretty neutral here. S&P 500 closing positive, Nasdaq closing almost 1% positive here. So pretty positive data coming in from the US, which is pretty good actually. Even in the European front, you see DAX, FTSE and CAC all closing positive. CAC almost closing 1% positive here, zero point 0.8. Yeah. And coming down to the Asian markets, Nikkei doing extremely positive, running at almost 1.16% positive, and Kospi also running at 0.37% positive here. So extremely positive data coming in from the global markets. So looking at how Nikkei sort of moved, there was a gap up and then there was a break in that gap and then it continued rallying up and up and up. So that is possibly what we can expect today. We can possibly see a gap up, a break in that gap, and then again it moves extremely positive on the upside. So this is a possibility of what can happen today here. Looking at Indian ADRs are also seeing good amount of buying. You see, except for Infosys, which is seeing a selling of 1.51%, you see buying everywhere else. Infosys might be a slight bit of profit booking because people were buying it yesterday. So today, when the market is on the upside, they might just book a little bit of profits here. But apart from that, you see buying everywhere else. Looking at the futures market is pretty neutral coming in from the US. US 30 on a negative of 0.15%, US 500 on the positive of 0.1%, and US Tech 100 on the positive of 1.16%. Neutral, but nevertheless on the positive side. So let's get into the view for the day, guys. So the view for the day is, as long as if we break this hammer formation on the daily time frame, it's definitely, going to be on the upside. And like how Nikkei is also suggesting that, there might be a move on the upside, we can definitely see a break of R1. The main thing is we might see a strong resistance at the R2 levels here, which might be little bit, a little bit difficult to break. But the main thing is once we break above R1, we should not be closing above R1 again. We might take a little bit of support, so we might see somewhat of a formation where we move up, take a little support at R1 and move up again is a possibility. But we should see extremely bullish formations here, definitely a buy on dip market. So keeping that in mind, please trade only one index, please trade only one time frame, guys, and most of all trade your setup, not the view, not your emotions. And see you guys tomorrow for the video.